Hello everyone, this is Kish again with a new video. This time we are going to discuss whether cities are prepared to deal with the coronavirus pandemic wave that is coming to them. Uh, yes, of course, like when the first cities got hit, whether it was New York or cities in Europe like London and Paris and wherever else, Italy, then we can understand that they were not ready and they had to grapple with the situation. It was something completely unexpected and nobody knew about it. I will grant that even for Brazil and the initial cities like Mumbai, Delhi of India, because we folks were completely unaware and unprepared, probably had only read about pandemics like this in books and never even dreamed such thing was possible or was hitting us. All that is great, but let's now take a city as example. Like let's discuss Bengaluru, right? In Bengaluru, it was pretty clear. We had at least 6 months advance notice from the beginning of this year, and yes, they did a great job of keeping cases low in the beginning. That's awesome. That's commendable as well. But at the same time, they somehow have gotten complacent along the way and have hardly done any preparation or very insufficient preparation to deal with what is coming beyond those first few weeks or first few months. Uh, I commend another thing as well, because in this scenario the government can get very desperate and they go to they just resort to lockdown. This is the solution. Let's just lock down for another month or two. That was the panic reaction of everybody, including Modi of India, to just lock down the country for months together. And we have, we all have seen the economic and how that is not the solution. So I appreciate the Chief Minister of Karnataka, that he has decided, even after doing at least a week's lockdown, that lockdown is not the solution to solve COVID, right? And he has come out very categorically about it, and he talks that no, he's told his people too, don't come to me with suggestions like lockdown again. What can we do without lockdown? Let's start looking at that. The economy, the GDP is already going in negative, and millions are already struggling to eat food. What are we going to do? If with further lockdowns we are just going to starve millions, that solution would be worse than the cure of the what corona would kill. So I'm glad that finally at least some sense is prevailing on these people, and they're making the right calls, though late, better late than never at least. But let's talk about the preparation. So now Bangalore is at they're hardly having 1,000 cases a day or 1,500 cases a day. That's nothing, right? And the amount of hospitalizations, maybe 50 people, 100 people a day, of those might need a hospital. If you are not prepared to handle this level of load with so many months of advance notice, what is going to happen when there is a flood? I hope other cities, like smaller ones in India, like say in Karnataka itself, Mysuru or Mangaluru and all these others, similarly all across India and across the world, are taking heed and starting to prepare. I'm really a little bit concerned about the scenario in India. If all these cities are not going to be preparing, and we are heading at almost 40,000 cases a day, I feel in a few days we might reach a lakh a day if there is nothing else. No other measures, and all the numbers of cases may double or right now, and probably becoming India may become number one in not too distant future in terms of the number of total cases out there. So unless there is preparation on war footing right now in order to deal with the caseload, whether it is ambulances, whether it is extra hospitals, whether it is nurse staff, whether it is arrangement of food, for people who might be suffering or who are down, don't have a job, don't have money for whatever, at the bottom of the food pyramid, there is going to be catastrophe. So but we have had 6 months notice. We still have a few months, probably hopefully a month more, before it gets really ugly. So it is high time that these preparations are in full swing, and other cities who are not at the hotspots today should not wait, or they should not become complacent that hey, this is not coming to me, I don't need to prepare. So that's let me look at the other guy and laugh at them. That's what most people are doing. Oh, look at Europe. Oh, how pathetic they are. Look at America, they cannot deal with this. And I've been telling many of my friends, hey, wait a minute, it's coming to India, don't be like this, start preparations. And they were like oblivious of this for weeks together and months now. And now it's on top of their head, and still they are in, like, it is appalling to see that Bangalore was completely unprepared for what was to hit them, and they took it so lightly, became complacent, thinking that this is not a big issue and it's probably they are not going to be impacted by it. So I hope that at least now governments are waking up. Similarly, it took them a while to wake up to realize that lockdown is not the solution. I'm glad they have finally woken up and start taking the right measures. Also, I have made another video on what do you call, what is the solution. See, of course, yes, I am not supporter of lockdown, but does that mean then the only solution, there is no plan B and we just have survival of the fittest? That kind of is what it is looking like in most places right now. Okay, you can wear mask, you can do social distancing, all that is fine, but in spite of all that, you're just trying your luck, especially in a country like India, where there's, like, you go on the street and you just cannot avoid the crowd no matter what you do. So is our only solution then, leave it to the whoever, try your luck. If you get corona and you can still survive, great. Otherwise, God bless you. you know, that's it. Is that where we want to be? I don't think that we need to be that way either. Right? So I have already made another video on what I think is a way, at least, where yes, you cannot avoid the spread of the pandemic until, to a large extent, until we get a vaccine. The cases are going to rise. These are all unfortunate but true. But at least how can we try to reduce the number of deaths and the number of people suffering badly, especially the elderly and the young kids? So, how can we do this? What is there, like, an intermediate path between totally open and totally lockdown? So that is something I have already spoken about in another video. Please do look at that. So and in like I always mentioned in another video as well, please, in your own communities, in your own neighborhoods, in family, whatever way help we can all pitch in order to prepare for this, in order to get ready. This is the time when everyone has to come together, give up politics. I see Delhi, at least I don't know if the details I haven't seen there, but at least they talk of how communities came together to respond to the situation, and left politics behind and kind of got together and started working on resolving the problem, rather than everybody looking at, hey, what's in it for me, and if I am safe, I don't need to worry, I am not going to worry about anybody else. Right? We need to all shed this mentality and get together and work towards making it things safe for not just ourselves and our family and loved ones, but as many other people as well, that we can get reach out to and do things for. So so that would be what I say. While at the same time, if you're a doctor or somebody like that, or you have more ability to contribute in a larger way, that is something that you should please, I would request that folks like that step up and do their part in any which way that they can, just like I am trying to do. I don't live in India right now, so from whatever that I am able to do over here, for helping friends or helping the community, so I try those as well. So I hope that we can all work together and get through this pandemic. It is sad and it is a really tough situation, no doubt about it, but we have to all get together and do whatever possible, as well as be ready. Our governments ought to work to get ready for the aftermath, or for what might be hitting them, though it may become unused. Like, for example, use stadiums, or use whatever, like marriage halls, or in trains or boats, to create new beds and hospitals, so people can be what do you call are not going to be without a hospital, without care, as things escalate, and as more and more cases come in and more people need hospitalization. I know there is good work done in terms of manufacturing all these equipment like PPE kits and whatnot, and even ventilators. So of course that is one area I see that there is definitely work done in that area. But in terms of cities and municipalities and towns preparing for the wave of cases coming in, that I feel is where the lacking, where we are lacking quite a bit, as well as coordination among various arms. It is completely lacking, especially in what we saw in a city like Bangalore. Everyone is fighting with each other rather than working together to solve the problem. So I hope these are all resolved, and we are better prepared in the coming months to deal with this situation. Thank you.